Hello.
Hi, welcome to Opposites React. That's Ashley and I'm Whitney.
And we're going off script today.
Yes, we're here with some more Sleep Token, but I think this is a new one.
Yes, so I was asking Whitney if she had read the comments from our last Sleep Token video. Well, our first Sleep Token video, because by the time you see this, I think maybe our next Sleep Token video will have
Been uploaded.
So she had read some of the comments, but I was just like wanting to say, but I didn't start saying it until we started recording because I was like, well, they should get to hear this conversation too. Oh. Bless you. Well, let us bless you with our banter.
Okay, so what did they say?
Well, so I thought it was kind of cool. Like they shared kind of the lore, a little bit of the lore where like, so basically Sleep Token, they all wear masks. And so they get to be like totally like, anonymous.
Yes. Okay, I saw that.
Band. And then basically they all just go by the name Vessel. They're a vessel for the art.
I think I saw that.
And so basically like Vessel 1 is the vocalist and writes all of the music, all the instrumentation except for the drums and percussion, I believe. And then Vessel 2 does all the drums and percussion. And then 3 and 4 are just hired guns for the tour.
Oh!
Right?
So Vessel 1 and 2 are really Sleep Token.
Yes.
And Vessel 3 and 4 are just replaceable people.
They're just instrumentalists,
yes,
essentially. Mm-hmm. So I thought that was very interesting. But like, and then they basically told the lore of the story where basically like
welcome to worship.
The story is basically that Vessel channels this deity that gives the music to him, and he has a kind of toxic relationship with the deity, which if you think about most artists, they have a toxic relationship with their art and their muse.
Yes.
Right? Like,
I was like, I don't think there's a single artist that's like, I am happy all the time.
Right. I have a wonderful relationship with my creation and my creative process.
And that's why my music sucks.
Right. And so I thought it's very creative that they basically like this lore is like they have kind of come up with this story to give to personify the artistic struggle.
Yeah. Okay. I like that.
Yeah. I thought that was really creative and cool. So it's like, okay, yes, I am constantly battling with this being that gives me this creativity and that I channel this music from. And then, okay, and you all come to worship.
Yes.
So that it will give us more. I just thought that was so funny.
It's definitely not a different take on it. It honestly is just.
It's kind of calling a spade a spade.
I was
really.
going to say it's not a different take. It's just calling it out exactly what it is.
Like that's the thing is it's you think about it and it's so creative, but you're totally right where it's like no, that's what it is.
That's
actually
what it is, and because they're calling it out in a way, it's like okay when you go and like we shake hands or whatever to greet people, but you don't go up and be like I'm going to come touch your hand now and I'm going to squeeze it and give it a shake.
I enjoyed this. Let's touch.
Yes, I enjoyed this. Let's touch.
Yes,
like. That's weird, but what they're just calling it out, like which I think is kind of awesome.
I'm tormented by whatever it is that I channel to make art. I have a toxic relationship with creativity.
Yes,
so I'm gonna name it.
I love that. I love that. Okay, I think that's so great.
Right? Okay, yay! Thank you to all the Sleep Token fans for
sharing that with us.
Yes, enlightening us. And now, we know that this is out of order, but there were many people that were like, I hope they go watch the new one. So we're doing that because
it's new.
Yeah, and basically they were all saying that like you really should start with the first because things build and build and build and build, and you won't get any of the references before. And we probably would have understood all of those Avatar things that we were watching if we had started at the beginning.
Okay.
So, but
this is not the first one.
This is the end.
New one. This is the end. So we're also not going to get it, but it's new.
But I'm sure that we're going to enjoy the music because the talent.
Yes.
So anyway, that's enough of our yapping.
Let's get into it. Ooh. There's color in this one.
Well, you were late in bus, living.
Sorry, everyone. I didn't pull up the lyrics, and that's kind of a requirement.
So already this one's different than the other two.
Yes.
However, I am assuming that we are just watching this.
I assume it's just going to be this banner waving.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Well, you were late in verse, living on a promised word. Well, I am the rose you relinquished again. You and I are down head first in another world I had. But I have a feeling we're close to the end. So come on, out from underneath who you were. Come on now. You know that it's time to
Okay. Obviously the music is really cool.
Mm-hmm. Well, I liked that at least that first bit, you know, it was the kind of that same cadence, and then you heard the guitar coming in, and it started to build.
Yes,
you
building
know,
up
so
that
we're
tension.
about to build up the tension to the next verse, which I'm excited about. We've listened to other songs where it's just kind of like
It just
the music is great, the vocals
but
are
it
great, but it just
doesn't go anywhere.
chugs along. So I'm excited where I'm like, oh yes, okay.
And just reading the lyrics, I appreciate when a lyricist can say things in a beautiful way, but also that I can understand them. Because I sometimes feel like some bands or some lyricists will try and be so deep.
Well, their point doesn't really get across because they're stretching to be so
Yes,
deep.
I'm so artistic. But basically, from what I understand, obviously this is a relationship that's taking a turn. But basically, like when he's saying you were late in verse, living on a promise, where like you're turned upside down based on things that you heard, like promises, and like when he talks about I'm the rose you relinquished again.
Okay,
like
when he said that,
Yeah.
I instantly thought of The Bachelor.
so did I. Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't think of The Bachelor?
He didn't get a rose.
He didn't get a rose, or he did, and she cast him aside. You know what I mean? Like I'm the beautiful thing you gave away.
Yes.
Like I'm the beautiful and coveted thing that you give away. Like I'm a rose. Everybody wants a rose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you gave me away again.
Again.
You know what I mean? And so it's like, and then he's talking about in another world I heard. So it's like, okay, is this something he's imagining or no? I don't know. But anyway, and then he's saying, come out from underneath who you were. It's time to emerge. So it's
time
like,
for you, metamorphosis. It's time for you to change.
well, and yeah, like come out from underneath who you were. So maybe she's like holding on to something and just cannot let go, and it's suffocating their relationship. Anyway, yes, that and I appreciate this style of writing because it's like you can glean things from it without being totally confused, but it's still written in a very poetic and beautiful way.
Yeah.
Are you carbide on my nano, red glass on my light bulb, dark light on my culture, sapphire on my white gold, burst out of my chest and hide out in the vents. My blood beats so alive, my bite right through your lenses. Midnight in my mind's eye, drowning out the daylight. Godspeed to my enemies, to be asking for that call sign. You know the behavior.
back to that other verse. Okay, like you just said that he said things in a clear way that was very poetic, and I feel like this verse is very different.
This verse is a little bit more confusing for sure.
Okay, because I was like, is that just me?
To me, well, and my problem was that drum beat came in and it was so interesting that then I was like, where I was trying to give one ear and half my brain to what he was saying and the other half to the drum beat, and like seriously, and everybody was saying that this drummer is like well awarded and obvious. It's obvious why. Like somebody who can hold that level of like not only syncopation but like syncopating the syncopation like in like just really like in the pocket like
You're in the tiny pocket.
like it's crazy. And so like when I hear him coming in with that, it's so distracting because then I'm like, oh, I wanted to hear what he was saying. And so okay, if I knew what carbide and nano were, like, that would be easier for me to understand. Red glass on my light bulb probably means you're dimming my light, right? Like, it's basically
like sapphire on my white gold. Like, so it's
to me, it sounds like he's saying, like, are you gonna be the thing that diminishes me?
Or
like
makes me brighter.
Yeah, because it's glory to the Legion and it's trauma for the neighbors. Like, you can be one thing or the other.
That's, I think, what I'm getting from it. But this, after, and I think that's the reason why I paused, because I was like, right after you just said that, I was like,
I love how he says things so clearly. But also there's, I feel like, to me, I'm thinking that he's questioning whether or not she's an enemy of his, because he's like, you're bursting out of my chest and hiding out in the vents, like you're lurking. You know what I mean? Like, are you lurking around just to mess with me?
Maybe.
So, who knows? Well, I'm sure we'll become enlightened when people let us know what we're missing. And then, if he is questioning whether she's...
Just come back and wrap your arms around me. Just give me a hug.
Which then it's also like, okay, clearly if this artist is like, I have a toxic nature with creativity, maybe he has a toxic nature with his partners too, because he's just like, are you here to mess with me? Are you here to destroy me?
Just
also,
give me a hug.
Let's hug.
I've got solar blessed for your dead god, space dust for your fuel rods, dark days for your solstice, dancing through the depths of hellfire on the winds that started from within. My blood beats so alive, might tear right through my skin. So tell me what you meant by living past your half-life and lockstep in the universe and your well-versed in the afterlife. You know that I'm sanctified by what's below, no matter what you do, no matter where you go.
Okay, I think that that's a little bit easier to grasp, basically. So in the second verse, he's basically talking about, are you going to mess with me? And he's like, well, I can mess with you too. Like, I'll beat the space dust for your fuel rods. Like,
Well, and I'm sanctified by what's below.
Like,
I am supported by hellfire.
Right? Like, and I'm so impassioned. My blood might just tear right through my skin. Like, I've got so much energy for this. You want to play? I got all the energy in the world.
Yeah.
If you want to F around and find out. That's what that sounds like to me. Like, come on. I'm gonna tell you in the beginning that we have something beautiful and I see it might be dying. If you could only emerge from what you are allowing to hold you back, Are you gonna be messing with me? Are you gonna be something that dims me? Are you gonna be something that diminishes me? Well,
I'm gonna come after you.
We can play. Let's play. Let me know if we are totally misinterpreting this.
Maybe.
Because it would be super funny if there was some whole other meaning that everybody just gets and we are just totally like, this is what I think it means. Which,
that might be the case. It's okay.
That's the nature of art too, because it has multiple meanings.
What?
What you do, no matter where you go, you might be the one to take away the pain and let my mind go quiet. And nothing else is quite the same as how I feel when I'm at your side. Come on, come on, out from underneath who you were. Come on now, you know that it's time to
You know what else this could be about? It might not be about a partner. It might be about an addiction.
I feel like any song
Could be a partner or an addiction.
could be a partner or an addiction,
Right?
Because
Like-
think about it. I mean, they're one and the same.
Right, truly, because it's like, yeah.
You and I are down head first in another world. This could be drugs.
It could be any form of
Well, I
addiction,
mean, any
really.
form of addiction,
Come out
yeah.
from underneath who you were, and it's time to emerge. Like, who you were was something so great to me, and I need to come. And it's maybe he's talking to himself here. I need to come out from under who you were. I need to come out from the
I
idea.
need to emerge.
I need to emerge
from this
from
addiction.
the idea and because typically, especially with harder drugs, the addiction is you're chasing that first feeling and you never get it again.
Yeah.
And so I need to come out from this idea of what you were. I need to emerge out from under this.
Well, and then that makes sense with the go ahead and wrap your arms around me. No,
But
I
it's
just
fine.
come back. I'm
back
going to
to
try
me.
again.
Come back to me. And then
Yes.
it's, oh, are you going to take me down? Okay,
Yes.
please do. And then, well, no, I can fight.
I'm gonna
I can
try
fight.
again.
I'm going to do this.
Yes.
And okay. And
And then, with this bridge too, you might be the one to take away the pain and
you
let
can
my mind go quiet.
So he shows some fight.
and nothing
then
else
it's-
feels the same.
Right? And then it's, oh, well, maybe not. Maybe this could work out. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Okay. So regardless of whether it's a partner or an addiction, we can definitely see the struggle happening. Ooh, that was good. Cool.
Now I have to go through the heavier.
Till I fade away.
getting in on that smooth jazz, on that Kenny G tip right there at the end.
Ooh.
That was crazy.
Okay. Normally, I am not a fan of the complete switch up at the end, right? However, I feel like in this instance, the way they built it up and the journey they took you on, it was almost like, I mean, if we're talking about addiction or relationship, it was almost the way they bled into the saxophone and the piano and that jazz section at the end. It was almost like, okay, you're at peace. Almost like, okay, maybe he died.
Well, because the last thing he says is you might be the one. Like, the last thing he says is that bridge lyric again, where you might be the one to take away the pain and let my mind go quiet. Like,
yes.
Where you can,
and
so
then,
it's,
that's
okay,
where it, like,
fine, I've given in, and now we're just sailing off.
Yes, and then like the way with the music, it went from that hard, like, into that, just the way they did it, it really took you on that path of like, oh, and it wasn't like, a lot of times maybe I'm lacking a word, but sometimes when people do stuff like that, I find it offensive. Like, not offensive, but like, I don't,
Quit trying to slip something in on me.
I don't enjoy that. Right?
Like,
whereas this was just very like, oh yes.
Like that.
That fit, and it was so lovely.
It was really, really
It's almost like
blended in well with the whole thing.
It was like that cigarette afterwards.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what that actually
but it was like
feels.
that.
It was the best way I can
that
describe
exhale. Well, because it was like this, you could see this battle going on, right? This inner conflict, and then we build up to where the heavy distortion on the guitar comes in, and the heavy drums, which I really, really liked. There was a particular thing that the drummer was doing where he would like where it was almost like a mini fill in right before the kicks, and it was like, but it was consistent. It was really good. It was tasty, and all of that section. That was like, again, it wasn't just a steady monotone bobbing along the tide. It was it was a swell and a crest, and then after that it broke, and it was just smooth sailing along, and there was motion to it, and it was very well done. I mean, obviously.
Well, and I feel like it wasn't even just like one bell or one mountain that they're
Right.
taking. It was like a mountain range that they took us on.
It was like foothill, foothill,
Yes.
foothill, peak and
Yes.
valley.
Yes.
Beautiful mountain meadow. Which technically you never know, the mountain meadow might be a horrible dead boneyard, but because you've got the veil over your face, it seems like a mountain meadow. And it was funny too, because after we started like being like, maybe this might be drugs, I'm like, those flowers look very reminiscent of a poppy. And,
I know, but then at the end with the like battle.
yeah, and well, it was kind of funny too, because it's like this banner just slowly burning
Coat of
away.
arms.
Yes. I want to see if we can maybe get it to the end and see. Somebody said you can go frame by frame by hitting the commas. Okay, the tree is dead.
No, look, the tree's a monster.
Oh, it is.
It's the thing with the horns from the summoning.
I was like, there was no tree there. Was there a tree there before?
No.
No, there was no tree there before. Okay, so this monster shows up.
It's fire.
Okay, and then it's nice again. Okay, here he comes. This is a different monster.
Oh, it's not. No, are you sure?
Yeah, because it looks a little more,
Tree-like?
yeah, like an ent. All right, we're coming in. The battle's... Oh, come on. I hit the wrong button.
12 seconds later.
Okay, so then it goes gray. All right, so
And
the
now-
first time the guy's got some sort of outfit. And then we're back.
See, and
That's
then,
where we first came in and we were confused.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then it burns away the color.
All right, all color is gone. No more red tunic for the tree warrior thing. Boom, now he's running. Look at my weird bendy sword. Get ready. It's about to go down. Even more branches out. Like a dog with his hackles raised. Okay.
It's got like moose antlers. Or paddles, sort of. Ooh!
It's happening. He's fighting it. That guy's got 2 swords, and the knight only has 1 sword. So he's at a disadvantage.
Oh!
He won!
He slayed the tree beast.
Even as the underdog. Okay. Well, this makes more sense that it would be some sort of addiction rather than a lover. I slayed that horrible wench.
And then comparing her to a tree beast.
Right?
I mean, and maybe Vessel 1 is... No, because the vocalist is male.
Yeah.
So...
That horrible witch woman who looked like a wizened tree.
Poor person.
The funny thing
I'm
is,
going to go with addiction.
this little thing might have nothing to do
Nothing
with
to
the
do with it
song,
at
and
all.
it's just a piece of a bigger puzzle that they're putting together.
That
And
they-
we're all
yes.
like, let's apply it.
They're like, these dumb people.
I know. Listen, we got called basic by somebody the other day, and I was like,
That sounds accurate for me.
I don't think it's accurate for me per se.
No, I would not apply it to you. Me? I own it. It's okay.
I would own it if I were like a basic B, but that's just
No, I'm not a...
well, that's just the colloquialism.
Yes.
But I'm like, it's not my vibe, so I can't own it because I'm like, you know nothing about me. But then half the time I watch this stuff and I'm like, probably come across as pretty simple-minded.
I know for a fact I do. It's okay. It's all right.
Well, listen, Sleep Token fans, that was fun.
Yeah.
And you have to let us know how deeply off we were, if we were, or how close we were. And since it's a new song, I don't know, like maybe everybody else is stabbing around in the dark too. But I feel like since you guys have such a deeper well of knowledge, because so far we have only seen the summoning and chokehold, and you haven't seen that we've seen chokehold, but we have. Well, maybe by the time this video airs, they will have seen that we've seen it. But anyway, so with those as our only points of reference, and quite frankly, we might as well have no point of reference. We're stabbing in the dark, so maybe you're not, and you can enlighten us if we've missed anything, or if we shockingly did okay.
Let us know.
All right, if you're having fun,
Like and subscribe.
womp womp womp. All right, bye.